studioissa ja ainoastaan säveltäjän kunniaksi, vaikka elokuva näkemisen arvoinen muutenkin on, mutta koska Googlein yhtyeen nokkamies elokuvasäveltäjä Claudio Simonetti tulee Äänivalli-festivaalille, on tullut jo, mutta yhtye esiintyi vasta huomenna ja tästä tämän tiedon varassa päätimme polkaista esityksen Tenebrestä, ja Simonetti teidän musiikki. Switching to English, please allow me to introduce main guest of today, legend of European rock and roll and one of the key figures of the golden age of film music, Mr. Claudio Simonetti, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome here.
Claudio, this is your second time in Helsinki. Did you enjoy it last time?
Yes, 2 years ago we came here to play a concert. It was beautiful, beautiful experience because was a lot of young people watching our concert, so it's incredible. And I always ask myself how young people knows this kind of movies or this kind of music. It's fantastic.
I'm curious about your background. I know your filmography, but before that, you studied at the Santa Cecilia Conservatory,
Yes.
Rome, one of the oldest music schools, and it also has a strong film background. Ennio Morricone and lots of famous film composers came from over there. Was this useful school for you? What do you remember from that time?
No, I started playing piano when I was 8 years old, and then after I studied in the conservatory the classical music. But during the same period, I started playing with bands. So I always love rock. So I grown with the prog bands of the 70s. So my culture comes from the classical, but also with bands like Deep Purple, Gentle Giant, King Crimson. Yes. So the music that I used to listen when I was very young. So when I started to play with the band, I never supposed to do soundtracks for the films. You know, it was incredible because I always loved the horror films. When I was a kid, I saw a lot of horror movies, special for the Hammer films like Dracula or Christopher Lee, and I was always a big fan of horror music. And I see the first Argento three films in the beginning. I was young, and I never supposed that one day I will work with him. It was a fantastic experience, like a dream, you know.
So how did that happen? Did he come up to you after a concert, or how did you meet?
No. We were very lucky with Goblin because we stayed in London, in England for 1 year, and we did a lot of demos. We played live there because we loved English music. So when we came back to Italy, we signed a contract with the same label that was also publisher of Argento's film. So when Argento did his new film, was the new film Deep Red, Profondo Rosso, he asked to the producer if it would be possible to have a big bands like Deep Purple, Emerson, Lake and Palmer. And our producer say, no, before you choose these famous bands, come in the studio and listen for these young guys from Rome. Maybe you enjoy their music. And Dario arrives in the studio. We were recording our album, and that was a big star. It was Deep Red was his 5th film, and we were very young. I was 22 years old. So Dario listened for our music, and he said, "Yeah, I like this band. So let's try to write the music for the film." And we did it, and it was a big success. very big, unexpected.
How would you describe Dario? Is he a perfectionist?
No, that is, he was a genius. He invented the Italian giallo movies. So Deep Red is one of my favorite films, Suspiria and Deep Red. I think they are the masterpiece of Italian giallo. Dario is fantastic to work with Dario because even after the split of the band, when we in 1978 we split with Goblin, the original Goblin. I continued with Dario work until last film of 2006 or 7, Dracula, no 2009, right? And I did 14 films with Dario, and now we are also good friends, you know, and work with him is fantastic because after this many years working together, Dario leave me completely free to do the music I want for his films. And we discussed in the beginning, of course, because I write the music on the scenes, never before. And I wait for when the film is finished, Dario with him, we discuss about what kind of music he has some ideas, and then he leave me free to do what I want. And it's great.
What kind of memories do you have from today's film, Tenebrea?
Oh, Tenebrea was the film, okay, we split with Goblin in 1978. This film is from was released in 1982. And Dario asked us to write the music for the film, and it was not possible because Goblin was separate. And in 82, Goblin existed with the new versions of it was a different band. And so we couldn't use the name of Goblin for Tenebrea, and I called the two members of Goblin, Massimo Morante and Fabio Pignatelli, and me, and the Tenebrea you will see is released by the name of music by Simonetti, Morante, and Pignatelli, and this was something really new because we, for the first time, we used a drum machine instead of a real drum. And it's very electronical music. This was the early 80s when I started to play. I did a lot of dance music, Italian dance, disco music. And if you hear, there is a rock dance music. Tenebrea is one, was used also a lot in the discotheques to dance. I used the vocoder. I know the language, in your language is Pelco, right? Yes. Okay, with the vocoder, I use this, and Tenebrea is one of my favorite soundtrack because there is something really innovative.
Was this robotic electronic sound something Dario wanted from you?
Yes, he enjoy. When we say, okay, let's try to do something different, because if you hear Suspiria, it's different from Rosso, and so every time I work with Dario, I try to do something different, new, not doing all the same stuff, you know. So Tenebrea was it's a typical sound of the 80s.
I don't want to sound too nostalgic, but I think that today you don't hear much that exciting film music. Usually, when you go to see a new film, you don't even remember the music by the time it's over.
Yeah.
What's your theory? Why is this?
I don't know. Yeah, I see very good films, very nice thrillers and horror from America, but the music is still, you know, there is now exists in a Hollywood style. That music is very well done. It's beautiful. You listen, but nothing remains in the 70s when people watch the film of Dario and listen for the music. They say, "Wow, it's beautiful. I want to buy the record of the music." But I don't think you will go now buy records of the new movies that you see. for example, we did one of the biggest success of Goblin was Dawn of the Dead by George Romero. And there is a remake of Zack Snyder. Beautiful, beautiful remake. One of the best. I hate the remakes of film because normally are really bad. But this is great. But not the music. Because the original music for Dawn of the Dead was, you know, even if George Romero, when he did Dawn of the Dead, he used a different music. He put libraries. And then when Dario distribute Zombie in Europe, he asked us to change the Romero's music and cut the film. He cut it half an hour of the film and we did a new music. Romero loved our music and he changed also in America and he used the Goblin music. So when I saw Dawn of the Dead with this Hollywood beautiful music, but no with the characteristical, it's not, it's just a background in a film. It's not like a protagonist, like a character of the film. No, yes. I always try to do the music for a film that could exist even without a film. Yes, and it's many years I don't hear nothing special like Tubular Bells or Halloween. It doesn't exist anymore. But the film is great, the new films, but not the music.
Some audience questions, please. Claudio won't be here after the film, so now is your time to ask whatever. Gentleman in front.
Do you remember the scene in Tenebrea where a car hits another car and the guy driving the car gets out of the car and he shouts, "Hey, what is the meaning of that scene? Because it's completely out of the story and everything, and it doesn't fit in the context."
We do it in the car.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember. Yeah.
In the car.
Ah, yeah. I don't know, but sometimes there are scenes that there are no meaning. It would be better if Argento was here to explain you, because sometimes yes. There are in many films you see some scenes that doesn't mean nothing with the film. You know, it happens. I try to remember this scene.
Gentleman in middle, please.
Who is the best film composer of all times?
Who's the best film composer of all time?
Not mine. Is my best soundtrack or the best soundtrack?
The best composer.
The best composer.
Marcel Polidorus.
Huh?
Marcel Polidorus.
He said he's asking him.
No, there are. I can tell you the best. There are so many beautiful soundtracks. You know, there are I can tell you, but I love the composers like John Williams, Jerry Goldsmith, of course, the biggest. And but I don't know. It's hard to. Do you have one favorite?
No.
Yeah, like me. You don't know.
The gentleman in front, please.
Could you name your top 3 favorite rock bands?
Rock bands. Ever. Rock bands. Of course, if I start with the first band that I heard in my life, I don't know if I can tell them rock bands, but of course, in the beginning it was Rolling Stones, Beatles, you know, yes, of course. But then later, all the rock, Deep Purple, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, I grown with this kind of music. I think they are the teachers, the masters of what's happened later. So, yes, maybe one of my favorite bands of the 70s are for sure Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Gentle Giant, yes, Genesis, one of my favorite. Maybe you are very young, maybe most of you don't know these bands, but maybe yes, I don't know. Maybe Goblin as well.
Gentleman in back, please.
when you were working with Dario, were the film edited before you made the music on them, or did the Dario edited the film after?
Okay, no. Normally, I work on edited film. When this film is finished, I start to play and compose the music over. We tried just once to write the music before, was in Suspiria, but just reading the script. But Dario used this music on the stage, on the set, to help the actors. But actually, it's not the same when you read for example, if you read a book, one book, and you go to see the film, it's completely different of your mind and what you think about the book. The same happened with the scripts. So the best thing is to write the music over the scenes. And the scenes inspired the composition of the music.
Thank you.
I think all composers do it like this.
Well, you could say some final words on why should we all buy tickets for tomorrow's evening?
Because we need money, you know. My drummer, Pika, has to pay his new car, you know, that's why. No, okay, I think that last time we played here was incredible because it was sold out. And we saw over 1,000 people coming to see this. Our concert was at the Italian, I don't remember the name of the club.
Coriamo was sold.
Coriamo, sì. Okay. And of course, if you like to hear all the original songs from the Argento films, including Tenebrea, you come tomorrow to see us. Okay. So, I think that we love our heavy metal, but we are quite different from this band, you know. So if you like Goblin or the Argento, you have to come tomorrow.
Yeah, what time are you playing tomorrow exactly, or roughly?
What time?
Yeah, because there's a few bands tomorrow.
Alex,
11 o'clock. What the time?
11:30.
Okay. 11:30. Almost before the ghosts and vampires midnight time. Okay. I think you are young enough to resist until 11:30.
Should be okay.
Maybe not us, but it's okay. No. Yeah, 11:30. There are several bands, 10 bands before, during all the, something like that. Yeah, so you can miss. You promise
that's
you come?
why I asked, because I don't
You
want
come
to miss
tomorrow?
Of course I
Or you
do,
go
that's
sleep
why
at
that's why
9
I-
o'clock?
No, it's because I didn't want to miss it, so I just want to know like roughly.
You
what
can
time.
miss, yes.
Of course I can.
Great.
Claudio, thanks for
Thank
so
you very much.
for coming over.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Enjoy.